Trustee Brown.
Here.
Trustee Taveldi.
Here.
Mayor Kreitz.
Here.
Trustee Lamach.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem March.
Here.
Trustee Padilla.
Here. Thank you all for being here. Let's stand and join each other for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. Megan, do we have any changes to our agenda tonight?
Kreitz, I do not have any changes to your agenda.
Great, thank you. Let's move right into action agenda item A so we can celebrate our graduating seniors, please. So, resolution A.
Thank you, Mayor Kreitz and members of the board. This is my favorite time of year, as you all know. Tonight I have the opportunity to present to you a resolution appointing 3 scholarships for the 2023 Town of Frederick High School Scholarship Program. A little bit of background on the scholarship program. This program has been in effect since 2006. The Town of Frederick has awarded various scholarships throughout that time. We have a scholarship committee that is in charge with making recommendations to all of you on the award of the scholarship each year. This year we had 15, I believe, applicants that were received and reviewed by the scholarship committee. They moved forward with interviews with 7, and the 3 that we are recommending this evening are being recommended by the members of the scholarship committee, which is a mayoral committee. So it's comprised of Mayor Kreitz, Brian Stapp with Stapp Toyota, Sean Corey, who represents both the resident and the school district, and myself as a representative of staff. All of the scholarship recipients are here, and I would love to have them come up after you have your questions to introduce themselves and share their future plans with you. But at this time, I'd be open to take any questions that you may have about the program or the awards.
Megan.
Yes.
Already prepped down this. I'd like to know about the number of scholarships, how much we've given out over the years, if you can. And then also talk to us about the fact that we've got 3 scholarships this year. Last year I think we had 5.
Yes.
And then tell us about the success of the program.
Sure. So as I said, the scholarship program has been in place since 2006. There have been different iterations of how the program has worked, how many scholarships. Generally from 2006 until, I want to say 2016 or 2017, it was 1 boy and 1 girl from the Frederick High School feeder system. We changed that because we wanted to provide more opportunity for youth in the community, and we were seeing so many well-deserving young people that we wished we could give more. And so the ordinance was changed. To date, the Town of Frederick has awarded $168,000 in scholarships for residents of the Town of Frederick. That could be people that have finished with a 4-year and used all of their money. It has always been a 4-year scholarship. At the beginning, it was $1,000 per year for 4 years, and that was from 2006 to 2014. We had a total of 16 that were awarded that scholarship, 8 completed in full, 2 completed or used 2 years of funds, 5 used 1 year of funds, and 1 used 2 years of funds. From 2015 to 2020, we changed the amount to $1,500 per year for 4 years. We had 5 that utilized all of the funds, 3 that utilized 3 years of funds, 4 that utilized 2 years of funds, and 2 that utilized 1 year of funds. From 2020, currently, now remember we have students that are still on, there are no students that are not communicating with me and are not currently on the scholarship and successful with the scholarship since 2020. So we have 4 that are at the 3-year mark, 6 that are at the 2-year mark, and 6 that are at the 1-year mark. That scholarship from 2020 on is a $2,000 per year for 4-year scholarship. So I think it's a successful program. It is one of the best scholarships in the Carbon Valley area because it is a 4-year scholarship. And we also allow for 6 years of eligibility. So those students that may take a gap year, go go on a mission, have other things that they're doing, they can pick that up. And those that have done that have also been successful. So I think we're pretty proud of it.
What kind of successes have we seen out of it?
So just some anecdotal information. So currently we have a graduate who graduated 4 years that is in human resources at Colorado State University. We have a graduate that is a research engineer in the United Kingdom. We have a project engineer that actually works for a local Frederick business. We have a teacher that works in the St. Vrain Valley School District, as well as one that works on the Western Slope. And we also have one that is a mechanical engineer at Ball Aerospace. So just an idea of what some of these students are accomplishing after they graduate. It's pretty exciting.
Thank you.
Can I invite them up?
Yes.
Awesome.
Please.
So we'll start with Colin. And a little anecdote with Colin. The poor guy had a cut on his hand when he came to see us after participating in a culinary competition. And so he's all healed up, but... You want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hello, my name's Colin Osmondstad. I'm a senior at Frederick High School. Next year, I'm planning to go to Colorado State University to pursue a degree in computer engineering. Yeah. Sorry. Any questions for me or?
Did you win?
I didn't lose. I got silver, but based off of my score, it was not high enough to get in the top 3. But based off of how they do their scoring system, it was the median score between the two.
Yeah.
What do you want to do with your degree when you graduate?
So my hope is to try and go into the medical field or more in the communications field to look at in almost reducing costs on technology and smaller components so that it's more accessible globally and in regions that might need more support on integrating their society with tech or trying to just improve quality of life advancements, trying to give them that access at a reduced cost. Awesome, thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, congratulations.
So next up we have Haley Howell. Haley is actually a pitcher for Frederick High School, and when we were talking with her about facing adversity, she very eloquently shared with us how pitching relates to life, and I know it struck a chord with me and also struck a chord with the mayor. So Haley, if you want to come on up.
Hi guys, so I'm Haley Howell. I'm going to Hastings College in Hastings, Nebraska next year, and I'm going to be playing softball under Troy Raker's program. And then I'm going to pursue a degree in radiography with emphasis in pediatric care. So I want to keep my focus on the little guys. So.
You do P-Teach, yes, at Legacy?
Yep. So that was my initial goals were to go into elementary education. But then, through doing internships within kindergarten and then through 3rd grade, I decided that I still wanted to work with kids, but maybe not in the classroom. So.
One of those life experiences that taught you, yeah?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yes.
And last but certainly not least is Frances Hudson. Frances is a graduate of Meade High School, and one of the things that really resonated with me when we had our interview is she is very tenacious, and when she wants something, she goes after it. And wanting to attend Weber State and run as a college athlete for them, she made that happen, and it was very inspiring. So come on up.
Hi, everyone. My name is Frances Hudson. I'm planning on attending Weber State University to pursue a double major in public health and microbiology. And I'd like to work for either the Center for Disease Control or the National Institute of Health in some capacity once I graduate. Running is really my passion outside of schoolwork, and I love running 5Ks, 10Ks, pretty much anything you can throw at me.
Not quite sure what else to say.
Do you all have any questions?
4.9K more than I like.
What state is Weber State in?
Weber State University is in Ogden, Utah, which is about 6 hours from here and 30 minutes from Salt Lake City.
Okay.
Wow, well planned. Are you an alum? Wow. And Brian runs too. It's exciting.
Awesome.
Yes,
Thank you.
congratulations. Very exciting. Any other questions for your recipients or for Megan on the scholarship program? Nope. All right, some direction. It is a great program, that's correct. Some direction on that item, please.
Madam Mayor, I'd like to recommend approval for our Frederick High School Scholarship Program Awards based on the recommendations of the Scholarship Committee.
Second.
Motion and a second.
Trustee Padilla,
Yes.
Trustee Lamach,
Yes.
Trustee Taveldi,
Absolutely.
Trustee Mahan,
Yes.
Trustee Brown,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem March.
Absolutely.
Passes 6-0.
All right, congratulations. Yeah. Let's take a 10-minute recess. We will celebrate our scholarship award recipients and enjoy meeting their families. Okay. All right. for the town of Frederick. Megan, thank you for coordinating all of those efforts and for the cupcakes. Much appreciated. All right, we will move into special presentations, which tonight we have Sue and Sarah. Is that correct? All right, from Coleridge Middle School. Will you join us at the podium, please? Thank you. You mind sharing your name and address just for the
All right. Good evening, Mayor Kreitz and trustees. My name is Sue Pylon, and my address is 6370 Hollyhock Green, Fred. I'm here tonight just to represent a team of people or committee at Coleridge Middle School. They'll be putting on their dance this Friday, the 12th of May, and it'll be the 8th grade dance. So I'm going to let my granddaughter speak to that. This is Sarah Pylon.
I'm Sarah Pylon, and I'm an 8th grader at Coleridge. We're hoping that you guys would consider donating $300 to our school for the Coleridge Middle School 8th grade formal. This is our 8th grade formal, and we would use this money to get pizza and other food for the dance so that we can all have a good time. Our class, the class of 2027, was the class that was in 5th grade when COVID hit. We didn't get any big end of the year celebrations for 5th grade, and we're hoping to end the year off on a good note and end middle school going into high school with a fun dance.
Great. Fantastic.
A question. How much pizza does $300 buy?
50.
Really? Wow.
Wow. For you guys?
I think so.
270 students
Yeah, 270,
in
I
the
think.
class. Yeah.
Is this the first time you guys have had a formal? Is this like trying to start a new tradition, or have they had that there before for 8th graders?
Coleridge have had formals, but after COVID, they stopped doing it, and last year they picked it back up. And so we're the 2nd year, and last year they had some trouble with things, and we're hoping to restart this tradition.
What problems did you have?
They just couldn't get a bunch of decorations and couldn't get a lot of food for them, and so it wasn't as a big celebration.
My question goes to, is $300 enough?
Yes.
We have a budget, and I think I filled it out on the paper. It was it 800? So there was a lot of, for decorations, everything. Of course, prices have all gone up and everything. So when we looked at it, we thought, yes. And we actually got Papa John's pizza. I don't know what pizza you're eating tonight, but you should be eating Papa John's. To do it for $300. Really, I mean, that's great.
I saw your application.
Did you?
I'm gonna ask this question. Have you approached Firestone? City of Firestone?
No, I came to the best town.
Yay! Give her all the money.
That's the right answer.
Just give her a check. All right.
I'm not aware of it anyways. I'm not sure.
Super. So $300 is going to cover everything?
We think so.
If you had a little bit
I
more,
hope so.
that would cover more. What we're trying to do here.
Would you get cupcakes or cookies or dessert with extra funds?
On there,
I mean,
We've had donations from Sam's Club. King Supers is going to step up and give us bottled water.
about if you had a raffle, you could give off some gifts to something.
Yeah, we could.
Oh.
Absolutely.
A few $100 more would help.
That would be fine.
I'm hearing this.
Wouldn't it?
Be grateful for whatever we get.
Well, even if they don't use it all, maybe you have a little bit of something to start for next year, but
That's true.
a little bit more to help one way or the other, I would think.
That's nice. Good. You said it was a formal dance.
yes. The 6th and 7th graders, they get just a fun dance with 6th graders get it around Halloween and 7th graders get it Valentine's Day themed. But we have the end of the year big formal for like this is when everybody gets dressed up and like actually comes and gets excited.
That's fun.
We have a DJ.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Okay.
Mayor, are you looking for?
I sure am. I love direction, please.
I'd like to recommend that we fund or help fund this Coleridge Middle School request for $500.
A second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion on that matter? No? Okay.
Trustee Brown,
Yes.
Trustee Padilla,
Yes.
Trustee Mahan,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem March,
Yes.
Trustee Lamont,
Yes.
Trustee Tavelty.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0.
Thank you guys so
Thank you.
much.
You're welcome. Have a great time. Have fun. Right, we are going to move right into our public comment. This portion of our agenda is provided to allow members of our audience to provide comments to the town board. Please sign in and I will call you. If your comment or concerns require an action, that item or items will need to be moved to a later agenda. So please limit the time of your comments to 3 minutes. I don't currently have anyone signed up for public comment this evening, but if anyone would like to throughout the rest of the meeting, you're welcome to just let me know and I'll provide some time to do that. As such, we'll move right into staff reports. So Brian, will you kick us off, please?
Yes, Mayor and members of the board. Tonight, I just wanted to hit on a couple of things. Obviously, the admin report in the packet, just a couple of updated items. And thanks to Megan in working with the school district, we have got that meeting scheduled for next week on the 16th. So we're probably going to push the strategic plan. I think that's an important meeting, obviously with the school district, but also the strategic plan is really important. And we really want to emphasize having the opportunity to present to you information, but giving you the chance to dialogue of how things are going, make adjustments. So we'll probably move that to either, I believe, the 23rd or June 6th at the absolute latest and allow for that time. The other thing is, just as noted, and I think I sent a duplicate email out and I apologize, but we are moving forward with the Human Resources Director position. That will be posted in the coming week with a recruitment timeline. And certainly this is a pivotal position for the organization. And we will have a lot of feedback and input provided not only by the organization, but certainly opportunities to provide a meet and greet and other additional opportunities. So we're looking forward to it. It's pivotal, not only just for now, but into the future in terms of our growing community and organization and providing the best level of service that we possibly can to the departments so they can provide that service level to the community. So we're excited about that. And with that, is there any questions I can take about the admin report?
I don't have a question, Brian. I got a comment. I just wanted to, thank your Public Works Department for the work that they're doing in the trickle channels and in the stormwater retention areas and stuff. This is the best they've ever looked and ever ran, to be quite honest with you. We've been here a long time, and they were usually overrun with cattails so badly you couldn't even tell what they were. But your guys, Kent's guys, Rusty's guys, they're doing an excellent job on that. That's hard to do. It's kind of funky doing it too. So, but they're doing great, and I just wanted to thank them for it.
Any other questions?
I didn't hear about a lightning
Nice.
strike. When did that happen?
Just now?
No.
Is that what that email
Lightning
was?
strike, Traffic signal?
Oh, that one. Yes.
Last Tuesday.
Last Tuesday.
And the internet went out.
Meeting, and that's what caused some of the internet issues here in town.
I didn't even notice it was stormy enough for a lightning.
Brian, I have a couple of
Sorry, off subject.
questions, comments, just point of clarity, if you don't mind. I'll go by section if you don't mind. So the first section is communications and engagement department. Can we make sure we hear back from the internal task force committee that you all formed tonight in our work session about what the communication pieces will be used for the first tour and talks moving forward? So kind of make sure we add that to the agenda this week to expedite the FAQs. On that same regard, our PIO has asked the board to kind of give her our preferences on the duplicates of Frederick in the news. I don't know if you shared that with her at this point or not, Renee. My preference is to not see the duplicates, but if you all have otherwise, suggestions, please let's let her know so that she's not having to continue to ask. Appreciate the Times Call login as well. And I think it would be helpful. I think we have a work session coming up about trash pickup and our trash partnership. I think that's a widely contentious topic in the town of Frederick. So I'd like to see us communicate and invite the community. They're always invited to our meetings and our work sessions, but that one in particular, I think the community would appreciate that we're discussing it and that they can share their feedback at that particular meeting. So if we could get some communication out on that, I would appreciate that. Let's see. Thank you to Public Works on those 57 senior pickups. I think that's incredible that we offer that opportunity to go pick up, any kind of trash items from our seniors. That's pretty incredible. And that just goes to show that that's a demographic that still needs our help. So I'd like to see, us continue that conversation. Again, on kind of just the work session conversation, can we come back to the new plow strategy? I know it's nice out and we're not really seeing snow and needing to talk about it, but would love an update on a work session to talk about when we can expect the implementation of the new tier. So if we could see that, that would be helpful. On the water in particular, do we know how water is going at Carriage Hills right now?
Great question. So, still technically open for litigation, although it's on pause. That being said, we are working very diligently with the developer to finish out the project and the improvements that we needed to as a part of that settlement arrangement. My understanding is that that work is moving forward to make sure the clean out is operational. The one snag that we've run into is the some of the piping that was incorrectly installed at the beginning. They're trying to replace, but the correct pipe is no longer in stock. And so we're looking at a solution to try to figure that out in an interim condition or otherwise. But my understanding is it functions as far as Carriage Hills should be able to receive water and be able to water their areas. We just need to make sure that the new meter functions so that we're billing them appropriately. We had an issue last summer where we don't know exactly what that looked like. So
Yeah, that's kind of part of my concern is if we're still on that same meter process for them or if that's what they're expecting.
right, so the hydrant meter wasn't used last year at all. The issue that we had last year was we were running it through the system as it was intended originally, albeit not perfect with pressure issues, etc. But then you had scenarios where the meter that was installed wasn't capturing necessarily all of the usage that was occurring, so we're not entirely sure exactly how to bill that. But this year we're taking that ourselves to make sure that there's a new meter that's installed to our specs that'll work for us, that'll integrate with our system, etc. So I'll talk to Sarah and try to get you more detailed information on where we're at. That's the latest that I have.
Yeah. Thank you. I think, at minimum, we need to make sure that neighborhood has the applicable amount of water that they need,
Right, so it's my
31.
understanding that it does function,
Okay.
and it just doesn't, without the clean out operating appropriately and without the correct piping and the new meter, it doesn't meet our standards just yet, but it
Okay.
does work for the neighborhood.
Okay.
in the interim.
And we can provide a follow-up memo or informational pretty quick on that.
Please. It's because I'll be honest, I don't love that answer, and I don't think Carriage Hills residents would love it either. So let's make sure we.
The residents shouldn't see an impact to them. It's really just we don't want to.
Unless we have the metering wrong in any way, right?
Right, it's definitely in their favor.
Okay. All right, I'll
Someone
trust you on that.
will complain.
Okay, but I will take you up on that update from Sarah, please. And then just really quickly, I think we talked really lightly tonight on Highway 52 and just, transportation and infrastructure in particular, but how do we get some pressure on CDOT and the state to repair the condition of Highway 52 right now? I'm not even talking about expanding it, widening it, handling congestion. It's just a danger at this point, the amount of potholes, and it's frustrating. And I don't know what kind of pressure we need to put on them, but I I would like to see it come in full force.
Okay.
Please.
And members of the board, I'd recommend that we get them. I've seen it in other communities be effective. We'll get our regional rep out here to a study session. I think it's important for them to hear from the elected body of this community, and that road runs right through it. So
Yeah, have him take Highway 52 to get here.
we absolutely will.
That would be helpful. It's horrible.
We could also offer that same invitation up to our state reps as
Okay.
well as part of that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just noise to them, but maybe if there's a handful of us or more, a little bit of might to it. I'm also really disappointed to hear that we don't have any neighborhood speed control programs implemented at this time. I know it's not necessarily the time of year for that, but maybe that's something that we can partner, the engineering team can partner with the communications team and get some information on that, on, kind of what abatement issues we have and deterrent issues, or mechanisms we have in place and the application process and how we can apply that. I don't think many of our community members know we have that program. Would love to see that. And then the last thing, Brian, you and I just talked briefly about just kind of the general feedback about Bella Rosa and the closing of the restaurant. I think, we all know what the result of that was, and we all participated in kind of the ultimate decision of that, and we're working through the strategy for the next phase of Bella Rosa and being a grab-and-go feature. I commend you all for sticking to, the components of your strategic plan that you put in place, and I continue to need you to be vocal about that and share with the community the benefits to their tax dollars, because your staff is really taking a lot of the brunt of that. So want to continue to make sure you have those tools and resources. That being said, I asked Brian if we could get some golf vouchers. If you have some folks that have reached out to you and are very frustrated, we need to continue to elevate the amenity of golf and de-emphasize the restaurant itself. And I think golf vouchers might help you do that and de-escalating, but let's make sure we're supporting our staff in the next steps.
Absolutely. And just reach out to myself or Colby, or we can get some of those vouchers to you when you encounter residents that might be not as pleased as, and we're happy to provide that as a resource.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Anything else? Yes?
Just a quick question, Brian, for the $2 million grant that we're working on with Firestone for the Bella Rosa, Colorado Boulevard intersection. That's potentially being approved next Wednesday by Dr. Cog.
I believe so.
On the 17th is
17th.
what it says.
Yeah.
So is that, assuming that gets approved, is there a timeline, or have we even started to discuss with our neighbors what that looks like and how we're going to proceed?
Yeah, I do know that there is a positive relationship going on there with our engineering department and the Firestone engineering department, and they're on board with it. I actually have a meeting with the Firestone town manager, I believe Thursday, and so we'll follow up on this as well. But we haven't, our engineering team, and I don't know if Kevin's here, but we've talked in the past that they've gotten nothing but positive feedback, and that they're more than willing to participate and help with this process. The timeline is going to be key. Once that's approved, we have got to put that in motion and expedite it. So we'll work with them expediently to get that done.
Else? No? Okay. Good questions. Okay. Thank you, Brian. Megan.
Thank you, Mayor Kreitz. In your packet is a copy of the town clerk's report. Just wanted to highlight a couple of items in the report. So number one is the Youth Commission application. It is live. And one of our staff members, Anthony Bixby, has been appointed by Brian as the staff representative to that commission. So he's working with the communications team and Trustee Brown to start to get the word out on that. And then the other item that I wanted to highlight is we had the pleasure of hosting Legacy Elementary for their annual third grade tours. And Mayor Kreitz and Trustee Lamaque were also present, which was a treat. And it was a lovely day with very interesting topics and conversation. And I know Trustee Lamaque will want to share those since he was present for that.
Yeah, it was a fun day. I mean, I think we voted on having McDonald's provide lunch to the elementary school, a glass, or it's an animal shelter, and then the other one was a workout, and some of them passed, some of them didn't, but overall it was a great time and a great event. The teachers loved it, the students loved it. I think the mayor loved it too, because the mayor was the star. I mean, she was standing up here giving autographs and that. And they were all asking the mayor, "Oh, I know you, mayor. You're the mayor." It was a fun event. I also want to give credit to Jason Myers, our town attorney, for putting out a puzzling question for the town attorney of one class, and it was a good event. It stumped all the students, but yet a good time was had by all. And I really enjoy that event because of my association with Legacy, my association with the students there, and it's fun to see the kids get into a really, really good discussion. They were very, very intelligent. They were good questions. They defended their position well, and it was a hit by all. Congratulations, Mayor.
Thank you. Thank you. I did refrain from signing their arm when they asked me to because I'm a mom too, and you don't draw on yourself, children, you know?
Come back with a tattoo.
Oh my gosh, it was very comical, but they did a really great job. And I think the only one that failed was McDonald's at school,
Right.
which was,
Wow.
yes,
That's a surprise.
that was impressive.
It was. Holy moly.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad that they didn't put McDonald's in there. I'm sure Sean's glad too.
Yeah, me too. They had good arguments though, so yes, well done. Thank you, Megan, for coordinating all of that too. That's a lot of work. It's a lot of kids in one building. Yeah.
Fun. It's spring's my favorite time of year. I get to
Yeah.
do the scholarship. I get to do the school tours.
Fun. Well, good. Congratulations. Thank you. Any questions for Megan? I have one really quick, and it's going to sound inappropriate, but it's not inappropriate. There's a business called WTF.
Yes, ma'am.
What?
So
WTF.
that location it's actually the LLC of the property owner where Pinocchio's was formerly.
Okay.
He holds the license, is not operating the liquor license, because it is helpful when he is looking for an operator, because there's a transfer that can happen, and my understanding from that individual is that will actually be coming in front of the authorities soon, and it will not be under that LLC anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great. Just wondering if we can anticipate a business with that name here. Okay. Thank you. And we talked a couple weeks ago about I think you provided a memo to the board with the public records requests. Will you do that again?
Yes, ma'am.
Maybe the next meeting
Yes, ma'am.
in May, yes. So once a month, that's what we can expect, is kind of a memo from you
Yes.
about that. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? All right, thank you. All right, we do have an additional consent agenda item. I know we have done this already tonight, but the consent agenda items are considered to be routine and will be enacted by one motion and vote. There will be no separate discussion of consent agenda items unless a board member so requests, in which case the item may be removed from the consent agenda and considered at the end of the consent agenda. You all have the 2023 minutes from the March 28th meeting. Would anyone like to remove that item or provide some direction, please?
Madam Mayor, I'd like to request approval of the consent agenda as is.
Second.
Second. Trustee Tavelty?
Yes.
Trustee Brown?
Yes.
Trustee Padilla?
Yes.
Trustee Mahan?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem March?
Yes.
Trustee Lamont?
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0. Thank you. All right, action item E, please.
Thank you, Mayor Kreitz and members of the board. So I am presenting this in conjunction with trustees Padilla and Brown, so feel free to chime in at any time. As this board may recall, we did change the ordinance and the code related to our boards, commissions, and committees. And since that change last year, we have implemented a new recruitment process. And so we have the application online. We do recruitment generally twice a year, in the spring and in the fall. And so tonight you have the opportunity to appoint various individuals to various boards, commissions, and committees. We conducted interviews both on April 19th and April 26th. Participants of the interviews were trustees Padilla and Brown, myself, town manager Brian Osler, our Parks and Open Space Director Colby Johnson, Max Staffron, our Economic Development Manager, Jason Myers, our town attorney, and I'm trying to think if I missed anyone. I do not believe I missed anyone. You have tonight in front of you the opportunity to appoint, and I'll just start with open space unless trustees Padilla and Brown have anything to add, so I can try to keep it organized.
Yeah, thank you for the work on kind of revamping this process, Megan. I really appreciate it. And just for the appointees, just really a pleasure to kind of get to know everybody in the interviews, and the quality of people and the caliber of people that want to volunteer in our community it just blows me away. So I think we're really lucky to have your interest in your future time. So I'm just excited about all of it.
So we'll start with the Parks, Open Space, and Trails Commission. Currently, that commission has 2 vacancies, and the panel is recommending the appointment of Luke Bollinger and Matt Hickman to fill those vacancies. Both of them are here, and so I would invite them, maybe Luke to come up first, introduce himself, tell you a little bit about.
Thank you, Megan. Good evening, Mayor, Board of Trustees, Luke Bollinger. I actually live at 6025 Miners Peak Circle in Frederick, in Windham Hill. Been a resident for almost 5 years. It'll be 5 years this year. I am the Development Neighborhood Services Division Manager for Erie Parks and Recreation. So I have a degree from University of Northern Colorado in Recreation, Tourism, and Hospitality, and a master's in Recreation, Sport, and Tourism from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. So I'm a rec rat. I live, breathe, and work parks, open space, trails, recreation. So this is my first opportunity to serve on such a commission. So I'm very honored to have interviewed, and would be honored to select and continue to serve the Frederick community. So with that, I'll take any questions. Outstanding.
Glad we don't have a cap on how qualified you could be.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're excited to have you. Yeah, and honestly, we really don't get it as elevated of a voice as we'd love to have from the Windham neighborhood. So we're really excited to hear your feedback.
Fantastic. Yeah, looking forward to next week's visit.
Yeah, sounds great. Yeah. And Colby was smiling the entire time you were up here, which says he's pretty excited. So
fantastic. Yeah, it'll be exciting.
Great. Nice to meet you. Thank you.
So next we have Matt Hickman. Mr. Hickman has actually applied to serve on 2 boards and commissions, and we are recommending his appointment to both of those. So the first is that last vacancy on the Parks, Open Space, and Trails Commission, and the other is one of 2 vacancies on the Building Appeals Board. So I will invite him to come on up.
Good evening. Thank you, board members and mayor. My name is Matt Hickman. I have a little bit of a cold, so I apologize for that. I am at 6571 Blue Spruce Street in Carriage Hills. I am a master electrician. It's kind of my background. That's why the appeals really appealed to me. My wife and I have been in Carriage Hills since 2017. We have 4 kids and a grandson, so that's really why the parks is a passionate thing for both of us. She's over here as well. We use the parks and the paths and everything on a daily basis, walking dogs, playing with kids, going there. And we're really excited to kind of be involved in the growth and just the overall community, because this is my first kind of position in this as well, and it's very honored to be a part of it. So thank you guys very much. And I'll take questions too if you have any.
About qualifications of master electrician on the building appeals board.
Yeah, right?
Didn't have quite as well of a list.
Yeah, and did you hear him add in that's why it appealed to him?
Yeah.
Like that extra, yeah.
Dad jokes in there, don't worry.
Next level, I like it, yeah. Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
exciting. My goodness.
And
How did we-
Mayor, would you like me to go through all of the?
Maybe let's pause there and maybe accept some proposed motions on that, and then we'll move forward on the next. Does that sound okay?
Mayor?
Yes.
I move to appoint Luke Bollinger and Matt Heckman to the Parks, Open Space, and Trails Commission.
Second.
Trustee Tavelty?
Yes.
Trustee Mahan?
Yes.
Trustee Lamont?
Yes.
Trustee Padilla?
Yes.
Trustee Brown?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem March?
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0.
Building Appeals Board appointments. Anyone have a proposal on that one? Oh, wait, we have Tamara, yes? Okay, we have another one. Okay, thank you.
So, Mayor Kreitz, I would also like to introduce you to Tamara Bowman. She is one of the applicants for the Building Appeals Board, and she would fill the second resident vacancy on that board since it is a board of 3.
Good evening. I'm Tamara Bowman. Just a resident of Frederick. I work in sort of in Boulder. I work from home here in Frederick. I work for the National Ecological Observatory Network, sponsored by the National Science Foundation. And they're a 30-year project that does sampling, and so that we can compare apples to apples instead of saying this group does it this way and that group does it that way. I happen to be the liaison here at headquarters for the 20 domains we have in the continental United States, Hawaii, Puerto Rico, and Alaska. So I do pretty much whatever they need to have done when they need to have it done. If something isn't getting done or they can't get a hold of somebody, they call me and I'm supposed to go figure it out. And I've been there 12 years. I really like it. I did this because we've been here in Frederick now for 8 years, and I just felt like we needed to get a little bit more involved. I still work part-time. My husband's retired, but I need a lot of stuff to keep me busy. So I know when I did this, he said, "Yeah, you need one more thing to do." It's okay, Tam. So I like to get involved, and and this sounded really interesting to me. So that's what I did. The only thing that really even came close to qualifying me for this position, I think, is that I got to go to like 2/3 of our domains in all the states here, and I went to Alaska and Puerto Rico and helped pick out the facilities. So I went with realtors and measured space and did things like that to help pick out facilities for our labs and for our offices.
Oh,
It was
very
fun.
neat. Yeah, sounds fun. Brian, can we get more appeals so the Building Appeals Board can meet more often?
Probably could.
Thank you all very much.
Of course, thank you. Madam Mayor, I move to appoint Tamara Bowman to the Building Appeals Board. And Matt Hickman. We hear from you. Yeah. I see. No, it's fine. Thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem March?
Yes.
Trustee Brown?
Yes.
Trustee Padilla?
Yes.
Trustee Mahan?
Yes.
Trustee Lamont?
Yes.
Trustee Tavelty?
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0.
Welcome. Now you can't change your mind. It's official.
Now you have to move.
Yes, thank you. Welcome.
So next you have the Frederick Urban Renewal Authority appointment. The Frederick Urban Renewal Authority has one resident position, and that position has been vacant since Trustee Taveldi was elected. The panel is recommending the appointment of Renata Stemp to the FURA board to fill the resident position, and she is here.
Mayor, trustees. My name is Renata Stemp. I'm originally from Poland, so I have still a little bit of accent. I've been in the US for 33 years and live in many different places. I've been in Colorado for 8 years, and I made in my home finally here in Frederick. I actually moved here last day of December 2022. I am Vice President Commercial Lender for Front Range State Bank. I love to work with commercial customers, buildings, you name it. And the reason I want to do this is my home, and I really want to contribute to my community and put my heart into it.
Thank you. Yeah. It's amazing. Yeah. Great.
Do you have any questions? Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks.
Mayor Kreitz, I'd like to recommend Renata Stemp as the resident position for the Frederick Urban Renewal Authority.
Second.
Trustee Taveldi?
Yes.
Trustee Brown?
Yes.
Trustee Mahan?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem March?
Yes.
Trustee Lamach?
Yes.
Trustee Padilla?
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0. All right, and last but certainly not least, you have the opportunity to appoint Judy Church to the Frederick Arts Committee. The committee currently has 4 vacancies, and appointment of Ms. Church would fill one of those vacancies. Also, as a note, staff will be bringing forward another applicant on May 23rd. They were just not able to attend this evening, so I will invite Judy to come on up.
Thank you, Megan. Thank you very much for having me. I'm Judy Church. I live in Moore Farm, and I have been in the arts business, I guess, for about 25 years. So I've had an art gallery. I've had a home decor store, and so it's always been my passion to have pretty things and to have things look nice. I really respect what you guys have done here so far. You know, the natural beauty that we have with the mountains, and then you have your bronzes and you have your wood, your carvings and your murals. You know, it's just outstanding, and it's just to be a part of that. It's just, I'm so happy. I have a wonderful husband, Gary, and we have all our kids living here, and we've been here 1 year. So we moved from Michigan. So I'm ready, willing, and I just can't wait to get going. Thank you.
Thank you, Judy. Yeah.
Any questions? No? Okay.
After.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Impressive.
Mayor Kreitz, I move to appoint Judy Church to the Frederick Arts Committee.
Second.
Trustee Lamach?
Yes.
Trustee Brown?
Yes.
Trustee Padilla?
Yes.
Trustee Taveldi?
Yes.
Trustee Mahan?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem March?
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0.
Well, you all proved that this process works, because I don't know where you found all these amazing applicants and now members to serve our community, but I think you got the best of the best. So well done.
Yeah.
And thank you all again.
Yes, thank you. Welcome.
Thank you for the time commitment.
Yep. Time commitment. We're excited to hear your feedback on how we can build Frederick together. So thank you. Okay, excited. Now this is when we need cupcakes. Right now.
Oh, cupcakes over there. Right?
Yeah, right. Okay, so that is the last item of board business tonight. We do have mayor and trustee reports and then a brief executive session, but I will entertain some trustee reports if anybody has any items they'd like to address today. What am I doing? I don't.
Something, but I lost
You
it.
did not.
I lost it.
I don't believe you.
I have given more reports this year than all 3 previous years combined. I swear I've got something. Someone else has got to say something because it will come to me.
Okay. I don't have anything.
Chad, you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm good. I covered mine
Okay.
already.
Everybody has what you need?
Will there be an opportunity with next week's work session, having both the fire department and the school district here for public comment or questions?
Yeah, they're always welcome to provide public comment questions. I mean, it maybe won't feel as formal, but if you'd like it to be formal, we can do that.
No, just want to make sure that they had that opportunity if there were.
You mean for the community?
Yes.
Okay, of course. Yeah, I think we can try to make it as unintimidating as possible to do that. Right? It's discussion based, so it should be fine. Okay. You're probably really looking forward to that one, aren't you?
I will be here early. I was gonna say to get a good seat, but I probably got it.
You've got a pretty good seat. Yeah. Okay. Any trustee reports? Mayor Pro Tem reports?
I've kind of got an odd, well, it's an odd request, but I'd like to know how our new canine unit is doing. I haven't heard anything about our canine unit for a while, and I was curious. So maybe could we get our canine unit to be by and
Absolutely. We'll bring him by. Mayor Pro Tem March and members of the board. I know that our dog was in action 3 or 4 weeks ago and did very well in a situation that wasn't in our jurisdiction, but it ended up going into another jurisdiction, and you'd be very proud of the dog. So Bobby was great. But yeah, I'll have them at our next meeting.
Yeah, he seemed well. I mean, he was part of the legacy tour, and the kids really enjoyed him. So he seems he was doing really well. Yeah, good call. Will he be at Tour and Talks actually, Dobby?
They usually.
Every now and then.
I'll confirm and I'll let the board know. That's next Wednesday, by the way, in Windham Hill.
And then I feel like in the same day or the same night as the senior parade. Is that right? Next Wednesday? And do we have a plan on that? We can talk about it next Tuesday, which would be the very next day, though. So if we need to make a plan, we should probably make it now.
But next Wednesday is a tour and talk.
Yes.
I thought are you talking about the senior graduation parade?
Yes.
I thought that was was that on the same day as their last day of school? I'm asking, I know.
On our calendar? No.
It is not on our calendar, which, Megan, we probably all will be in the same place at the same time. So
I'm looking for the date.
Okay. Who would know is Chris Tone, I would assume. So, okay. Thank you. Wow, that's fantastic. Okay, let's see. I would like to, sorry, I lost my agenda, so just give me a moment here. Come on. Okay, at this time, I would like to entertain a motion to go into executive session for a conference with the town attorney for the purpose of receiving legal advice on specific legal questions under CRS section 246402-4B regarding oil and gas.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Tavelli?
Yes.
Trustee Mahan?
Yes.
Trustee Padilla?
Yes.
Trustee Lamach?
Yes.
Trustee Brown?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem March?
yes.
Motion passes 6-0.
Great, thank you. Let's take a 5-minute recess and come back for that executive session, please.